A lot of programmers dream of quitting their job and building their own SaaS software to be able to live their life on their own terms, or just simply to make some extra money on the side while they still keep their job. I think if you're a programmer, you are sitting on one of the best opportunities in today's age, which is to use these coding skills to build a profitable software business. However, a lot of programmers get completely paralyzed when it comes to actually doing this because they simply do not know where to start. So I am someone who did exactly this. I quit my job. I built a successful software that is now making way more than my salary ever did. And a lot of people ask me, how do I do this? What are the practical steps I should take to actually practically do this? So in this video, what I'm gonna do is give you the best guide on YouTube on exactly practically how to build a successful startup from scratch as a complete beginner. So even if you don't have much experience with programming, even if you don't even have an idea right now, as long as you have some coding skills, you will be able to follow this video and build a SaaS software. There's two major fears that people have when they are considering running a startup. The first fear is that what if people don't want my product? What if I end up wasting my time? And the other one is what if I fail and I cannot pay my bill? So we will do this in a way, so if you follow the steps in this video, you will be able to do this in a way that addresses both of these fears, as in a way that doesn't waste much of your time and in a way that doesn't create any risk of financial hardship for you. So your first step is of course to find the idea, and I've talked about this in length in previous videos, exactly how I would go about finding ideas and everything like that. So I won't touch too much on this here. You can go watch those other videos for more details. But in summary, what I would do is simply ask yourself two questions. Number one, what problems have I encountered? And number two, out of these problems, which problems have I tried to already solve myself? If you think about a problem that you have had, whether it's in your work or related to your hobbies or whatever you are doing in your life, that means that it is a real problem that you have encountered that you would perhaps like for there to be a solution for. And if it is a problem that you have already tried to solve in some kind of makeshift way, that shows you that it is an actually painful problem that is worth solving. And the thing is that if you have had this problem, most likely other people have had it as well. So that's how I would think about how to come up with problems. So in this video, we'll show you, I'll use the example of an app that I actually just launched a couple of weeks ago called Code Tracker. So this was solving the problem of not having a specific way to track how much I was actually working and to not be able to be focused enough when I was working. So I essentially created this app called Code Tracker where you can just start a timer when you're working, and when you start this timer, it is going to then put you into this flow state mode, this mode where, okay, now I'm working. As long as this timer is going, I am working, and it's going to track how much you're actually working. That is essentially the idea. It's very, very simple. I'm not expecting this is going to be $1 billion app or something like that. So that's just an example. So after you have an idea, the next step is to build a landing page. So that is right. Before you even build the actual product, before you even touch any code, I want you to build a simple landing page that is just very, very simple, that explains the problem and the solution that you have created, and then you're going to use to start gauging if other people are actually interested in this idea. This is what solves the fear of what if I waste time? What if I spend 6 months building an app that no one actually wants, which I actually did with my first startup, which was a terrible, terrible mistake. And there's many ways to build this landing page, but what I would do is simply pick a software that essentially allows you to do everything in one place. And the best one that I recommend for everyone is called Go High Level, who are also the sponsor of this video. But this is exactly what I would use if I was starting over today building a new startup. So this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I would use Go High Level to do all of these steps very practically. So when you use Go High Level, you're going to subscribe to their account, which you can get started for free, by the way, with my link down below in the description. And over here, you can go down to sites and then websites, and here is where you're going to be able to create your landing page for your software. So what you're going to do is click here on new website, and then you can either start from blank or from template. So I'm just going to start from templates because that is easier. And then over here, you're going to find the kind of template that works best for you. And here you can see all kinds of categories and things like that. For me, this one right here looks really great. It is top trending this week. It's created for SaaS business. It looks amazing. So I'm just going to choose that template, and it's essentially going to create me a draft of my landing page. And here we have it. So essentially now you have access to this website builder where on the left, if you click on add elements, you're going to be able to add different types of things to the page. You can add tracking code, you can look at the different pages that have been created for you over here. But simply what we're just going to focus on is this home page over here, where at the top, we're simply going to add some kind of a tagline. Start tracking your work hours to keep yourself accountable. I don't think this is even the best headline, but we're just going to use that for now. And in here, you're going to create some sub headline, whatever. But basically, you're just going to get a very simple one. You don't even need all these different sections. I would actually just delete most of these and simply make this extremely, extremely simple, where you only really need one section at the top. Delete all of this, delete all this. All you're going to do is create one headline and one sub headline that describes the problem that you are solving. So you're just gonna have one form in here, which you can add by searching for form over here, where you're gonna collect some contact information. So when you open this with Go High Level, if you wish to add a new form, you're gonna click here and then over here to edit the form. And what this is gonna be is what is called a waitlist. So we're gonna call it waitlist for code tracker. And then you're just gonna collect maybe the name and email address. You don't need a phone number. You don't need all of this stuff. You're gonna save it. And then the form is gonna show up in here and you would make this look a bit prettier. I'm just doing this quickly here to show you. And you're not gonna have this top bar here either. Extremely, extremely, extremely simple. Delete, just like that. You're not even gonna have this. Not even this. Just extremely simply. Headline, sub-headline that describes the problem that you're solving. You're gonna edit the colors obviously to match your whatever branding, but that's not important. And then here you're gonna collect some leads, and that is gonna be your landing page. And then you can select a domain directly here within Go High Level, so you don't need to figure that out elsewhere. And after that is done, you're gonna start pushing this to either your social media following, or you can do some cold outreach, or you can run page ads or something like that. The point is that you're gonna do some kind of reach out that allows you to put this landing page in front of relevant people that might be interested in your product. So for example, if there are people in your network that might be interested in this, perhaps you are a software engineer and you have built something like this that would be targeted at software engineers looking to do deep work or something like that. You can just reach out to your friends. Like, friends are not the best because friends can kind of give you too favorable feedback because they want to be nice to you. Ideally, what you would do is reach out to people who are not your friends, who are no incentive to be extra nice to you. You're gonna do this kind of cold outreach, or if you have people in your existing social media following, you're just gonna put it on social media. Hey, I built this looking to get some test users or something like that. The point is you're gonna put this in front of people who are relevant, so not irrelevant people. If you have friends who are in no way the kind of people who actually have this problem, you're not gonna use that. But if you have relevant people, you're gonna put this in front of relevant people and try to collect leads. And here, one of two things is going to happen. Either people are going to fill this form because they're interested, or they are not going to do that. If they do, that shows you that there is at least some potential that there might be some interest for your product. But after you collect some leads, what you're going to do is inside of Go High Level, you're going to create what are called email automation. So what you're going to do is not just collect their details and then kind of leave them because they're going to forget about this. What you need to do is create some kind of email sequence that is going to be sent to these people to essentially warm them up, to tell them more about the benefits that they're going to get, to explain them a bit more about the product and things like that. And you don't even have to do this manually because you can let AI do this for you. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So to do that, you're going to go here to automation, and then you're going to either click here to create a workflow manually, or you can just use their AI tools by clicking here on build using AI. And over here, what you're going to do is type, for example, after someone fills my waitlist form, send them an email sequence that nurtures them and explains the benefits of the product. This is essentially going to keep them warmed up and to make sure that they remember that this product that you're building is coming up. You're going to click send, and obviously in reality over there in that prompt, you would explain to this AI what are the actual benefits so you can actually write these emails more accurately. And over here, it is asking me some questions. How many emails would you like in your nurture sequence and how far apart should they be sent? So we'll just say 3 emails 2 days apart, for example. And now it's going to start building my workflow for me. And here we can see that it is finished. So what is happening here is that up here is the trigger that is going to trigger this sequence. So over here, choose a workflow trigger. It is form submitted, waitlist form submitted. Here, we just simply need to select the correct form, which is the waitlist for code tracker, and we're gonna save that. And after that happens, it is gonna first of all send this first email, which you're obviously gonna write here. And if you gave the AI more details, it would be able to write this obviously more accurately for your product. After that, it is gonna wait 2 days and automatically again send email number 2, which again you would either write manually or let AI write it for you. And then after that, it's gonna wait 2 days and send the third email, and you can manually add more steps here and things like that. There's a lot of customization you can do here, but this is just a simple way to start. What you're gonna do here is publish, save, and now you essentially don't need to worry about any of this. And you can move on to the next step, which is to actually build your product. So see how we're now in step 3 or 4 or whatever, and only now we're actually gonna build the product. Most programmers do this. They make the mistake of first spending a bunch of time building the product only to find out that no one actually is interested in it. That is exactly what we want to avoid by doing it this way rather than the way most people do it. So how do you actually build your product fast in a way that doesn't mean that you have to spend 6 months working on a product only for no one to want it, which is exactly what I did again with my first startup. I've covered that previously on this channel, all the mistakes I did. Well, essentially I would just use AI to build the first version. So I don't recommend that you only rely on AI to build your product until the end of time. That is going to lead to a terrible product with a lot of bugs, security vulnerabilities and things like that, but you can actually use it to build the first version, and that is exactly what we're trying to do here. We're not trying to create the perfect product, just trying to create the first version to see again if people are interested in it, and then based on user feedback and things like that, you would then improve it. So what you can do is, for example, just use a tool like Lovable, which is an extremely simple kind of no-code tool that you can use to create very great first versions to a bunch of different software. So here I can just show you a snapshot of the chat that I use to actually create this particular app very quickly in less than 1 day. In fact, in just a couple of hours. So I created just a prompt like this: create me a deep work time tracker. It should be a simple app that has a play button, and I can click it when I start working and it will track time. Then it built it, and I've been chatting to it a bunch of times to essentially build the first version of my product, which looks like this. And then what you're going to do is you're gonna get some people from your wait list, and you're simply gonna send them a free link to use this app for completely free. And the purpose of this is that you just want to get as much feedback from them as possible. You want to see, are they actually using it or not? If they're not using it, probably that means that there is not much demand for this product. And if they do use it, you want to get as much feedback as possible to make this first version work as well as possible. And once you get to the point where there are no more major bugs, it kind of works, people are using it, you can move on to the next step of charging money. So how do you do this? Again, if you use the right system, all of this is very easy and you don't have to get paralyzed by this. I'm gonna use the example of using Go High Level. If you're using it, this is gonna be extremely easy. All you do is go here to payments, and here you're gonna click on integrate payment gateway. So I recommend that most people use Stripe. It is the best one. It is the one that I've used for all my businesses throughout my entire career as an entrepreneur. So you're gonna go to stripe.com and you're gonna simply get started, create an account. I'm gonna show that. There's a bunch of tutorials online. After you had done that, inside of Go High Level, you're going to be able to connect your Stripe account, which is going to allow you to then start charging money. So what you're gonna do at that point is go back to your site, and you're simply gonna replace the waitlist that you have with a pay button, which is going to integrate into your Stripe account. So over here, once you're at the point where you're no longer just collecting a wait list, you have got some test users, you have got a lot of feedback, there's positive momentum, you can delete this form from the page, and instead you're going to add a button. And this button is going to say something like get started and something like that. And then we will click on this button and go down here and select the action, which will be to send us to a checkout page. And before we do that, we of course have to create this checkout page, which we'll do up here by clicking on this, and then add new page, which we will just call checkout, for example, and we can just add the URL to be checkout. We will click add, and then we will select this page, and before that we will just save this. Once that is done, we will select that page to actually edit it. And it's very easy for us to create a simple checkout form inside of Go High Level. We just go in here. And if you don't see this, you just select it here from Add Elements. You select Order. for example, one-step order form, which you're going to add over here, which is going to create this form to select any details that you want. And over here from the settings, you can choose what type of elements you want to collect in this form. And before this is going to work, what we simply need to do is create a product for ourselves and then connect it to this form. And to connect this button to actually charge money, you're gonna go back, then you're gonna go to payments, and you're gonna click on products over here, and you're gonna create a product. So I'm gonna create a product called code tracker, and then we're gonna click on pricing, which you're gonna either charge for a one-time payment or you can charge a subscription. So let's say I wanna charge a subscription of $49 a month. I'm gonna put that. Billing period is gonna be monthly or weekly or yearly or whatever you want to do. You can set a free trial if you want to give that. I don't usually recommend those. And you can then also add another price. So let's say you want to have a monthly price and an annual price. You can customize all of that over here. So after our product is created, we're going to go finally back into our sites, click on our website in here, and then the site in question. And we will go and edit the checkout page, which we just created earlier. We'll click on here and then select products. And from here, add product, and we'll simply add the product that we created to essentially link it to this checkout page. And then we will save. And once that is done, we can go back and edit our checkout page, and the product will now be connected to this page. And when we preview this, we will see that the product is now connected to this page. So now what is going to happen is that people are going to go to the landing page, click on the Get Started button, end up on this page where they will be able to make an order. And after they make an order, all of the orders will show up here in payments, subscriptions, where you will be able to see all your paid users and connect that to your actual application using the API. And after that is done, inside of your code, if you're using AI, you're just gonna tell it to create some kind of a login screen. And after they have paid, and you're gonna require them to log in. And to do that, you can simply use the Go High Level API over here to simply check if the email that is logging into your application has an active subscription, which you will be able to view anytime from here on payment and subscriptions. You will see all the subscribers over here, and you're gonna be able to manually add them. You're gonna be able to edit their data, things like that if you want to do that. You're gonna use, for example, this list subscriptions endpoint to get all the subscriptions from your Go High Level backend into your application, and then you're simply gonna check if the particular email that is logging in has an active subscription. If so, you're gonna let them into the app, and if not, you're not going to let them into the app. And that is how very simply you have now connected payment into your application. And to make this even easier, I always recommend integrating as much AI as possible to do a lot of the boring work for you. And with something like Go High Level, you can set up literally AI agents to do a bunch of work for you. They have a whole AI employee feature, which you can access from here, from AI agents, where you can create all kinds of different AI agents. For example, here, Content AI, that can create content for you, for your website, for your emails, for your social posts and things like that. And a bunch of other stuff which you can explore over here. So a lot of the work can be outsourced, so you can use your time where it matters the most, which is actually talking to your customers and figuring out how to improve your product and actually coding your product to make it better. So this is in all its simplicity how you can actually launch a startup from scratch in as little as 24 hours. It doesn't take much time at all to do all of these. And then essentially you just go from there. You see if there's demand. If there is, great, you keep going. If not, then eventually you can move on to the next product. And because again, now you've seen how easy it is to launch one, you just keep launching them until you find a successful product. This is what I did. There's no guarantee that your first one is going to succeed. In fact, it is probably going to fail, which is why you want to have the right workflow like this, where it is easy to launch it is quick to launch it, you're not wasting much time, and you're not quitting your job yet. You're only quitting your job after you have found one with traction that is consistently making more money than your salary. And that addresses fear number 2 that people have of, what if my product doesn't make money? What if I don't have any way to pay my bills? You are never quitting your existing job until you actually make more money from your app than your salary is making. So this way you can do this entirely risk-free, because with these right systems, it's so easy to launch these apps. So there is no reason for you to not try this. So I hope that helped you. Again, if you want to use Go High Level to launch your startup extremely easily, to have everything done in one place, you can use the link down below in the description. And with that, I will see you in the next video.